secrets, I'll keep them close to my heart. Every high, every low, no power could take us apart. Give me a story, I'll give you mine. Don't care where we're going, anywhere you always go. Don't need nothing else as long as I'm here with you.
And we're back. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So the big thing that shocked everyone at this series finale, and the main thing Michael and Brian decided to end on, or Michael and Tim, because Michael, one of the creators, Michael, and one of the writers, Tim, wrote this. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So of course, we see, Korra is talking to Mako, and, just a friendly conversation, and then she's talking to Tenzin, which actually makes more sense. She's saying, there's so much I wanted to do. I feel like this is the beginning. And Tenzin's just there, coaching her, just telling her, you did what you had to do. And I'm very proud of you. And then it ends up with Korra and Asami sitting on the stairs together, and immediately I was shocked that they were going this direction. I'll admit it. I was shocked. I did not see it coming. But I accidentally confirmed it. If you don't remember, go back to one of my other two videos. I said it. I said it. I didn't say they would get together. I said why. I think I said why it would make sense if they did get together. So yeah, I called it. I'm not a shipper. So then it ends up where, Asami wants to go on a vacation. Korra and says, let's do it. Let's go on a vacation. Just the two of us. Anywhere you want. And they both go to the spirit world, and of course they hold hands. And then it ends on this final shot where they have this loving look into each other's eyes. And then it ends. Now this has gotten everyone talking. And this series finale, and this ending was so good, it's already broke grounds on television for kids, even though it's more like teenagers and, young adults, not kids. What's wrong with you? So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, a lot of people have criticized this. A lot of naysayers have said, they don't like this. It's not because they're both women. It's because they felt it was forced and there was no implication of them getting together. Well, what do I think of it? I like it. Now, before you say anything, before you type on your little keyboards, let me explain. We did get this, because remember, go back to one of the episodes. Korra and Asami wrote together. Korra was the only person who wrote back to Asami. She didn't write back to Mako, and she didn't write back to Bolin. She just wrote back to Asami. Now, the reason why I think this makes sense, in the same reason I think that these two make sense, it's because Korra and Asami have been through a lot together. They both have a lot in common. Korra is the Avatar, the most important person on the planet. Asami is the daughter of Hitsuo, the man who built Future Industries and making Republic City better for tomorrow, making her the most beautiful and important persons on the planet. They've both been through a lot. They've both lost things along the way. They've both been down that dark path before. And they've both dated Mako, of course. But they both have something for each other. Because think about it. Katara and Aang were just the pinnacle of anime, or I'm sorry, cartoon couples. Because Katara was a strong, kind woman with motherly wisdom for Aang. She was there to help Aang whenever he needed her, whenever he needed to be on track and keep going and remind And so sorry, I can't talk today. So Katara could keep him going, make him remember what he's fighting for. She was there to fight for him mentally, not physically. While Aang was there to fight for Katara physically, to defend her love and her pride. And initially he would die for her. So, in a strange way, Korra obviously fits in for Aang, and Asami fits in for Katara. They're both, all four of them are similar. But the reason I think it works is because Korra and Asami have been through a lot. And initially, there's only one way you can truly understand this like I've come to understand this. And some people feel it's forced, and while initially and some people thought Katara and Aang shouldn't have been together because Katara should have ended up with Zuko. Well, let me tell you something. Just let me tell you something. The reason why Katara and Aang ended up together from the very beginning is because their chemistry. They both bounced off one another. They flew together. Their relationship was like a river. It was flowing and flowing and flowing. Their chemistry together was amazing, perfect. And while yes, Katara and Zuko do have a lot of things in common, but it's more of a brotherly-sister love than it is actual love. But with Aang and Katara, it goes beyond that. It's just love. And it's that love that gave them 3 children. Now with Korra and Asami, it's the same. They both have such good chemistry. They have better chemistry together than Korra and Mako. And while yes, Korra and Mako did have the good chemistry in seasons 1 and 2, but Korra and Asami are more interesting together. They can actually communicate and pretty much respond well and feel comfortable around one another. Because they can discuss their problems, what they're feeling, what's going on, what they're going through. They can understand it, and they can fight it together. And honestly, that song I was just playing, Wherever You Go, I think that's what it's called. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's Where You Go, and it's by the Young Romans, and it was in my favorite movie, The Salmon Fishing in Yemen. That song fits the mood of Korra and Asami, because they are pretty much, they weren't destined to be together, guys. But honestly, in order for you to understand, you have to go back and watch this. And then watch this. Then go back and watch the Legend of Korra series again. And then you could see what I was talking about. Maybe you won't see it. But initially, when they were in a love triangle with Mako, it wasn't a battle between Mako saying, okay, who can I love? Who will be with me for the rest of my life? It wasn't about him. It was about Korra and Asami. Yeah. And I don't think Michael and Brian intended for these two to get together, but understand this, guys. This is going to be the last time we're going to see Avatar. So if they wanted to leave something to have you, if they wanted to leave you something to remember and talk about and decide amongst yourselves, they left us with this. In the same way they did with Aang and Katara. Because they left it to us, guys. That's what made The Last Airbender great. That's what made it a masterpiece. It was like a beautiful gem that if you looked in close, you could see something beautiful inside. And initially, this is what this is. Alright? This is what this is. And they didn't just, feed this down our throats. The reason they didn't come out and say, oh yeah, Korra and Asami are together, they left it to us. That's why it's so ambiguous. Because they wanted to leave it to us. They wanted us to decide. This ending was wrote for us, not for the people. Not for the naysayers. It was just wrote for us. And if you can really understand that, then obviously that's what made The Last Airbender, that's another thing that made The Last Airbender great. It was written by writers, talented people, and it was written by the fans. The Last Airbender was written by us. So we could judge it. We could see it. It wasn't judged by everyone at Nickelodeon. It was judged by us. And this, I should see why not. And initially, yes, it took me a while to get over it. But I am okay with it. Because Korra and Asami are both good characters. They both have good chemistry together. They both fight for what they believe in. And mainly, they've both lost a lot of things, guys. Asami lost her father, physically and mentally. She also lost the person she loved, Mako. And she couldn't get with him again because, honestly, Mako... both Korra and Asami felt, even though Mako was nice and he was kind enough to understand them and what they needed, he wasn't the one. And Korra lost everything in Season 3 and Season 4. So initially, yes, I do believe it makes sense. And I am all for it. Now before you say anything, before you say I'm defending them, let me ask you. Why do you people think Aang and Katara got together? It's because we knew it. It's because Michael and Brian felt... Michael and Brian are such damn good writers. I can't even begin to describe how amazing their work is. They write this for the fans, not for themselves. And honestly, I think this was such great. This was even better. So yes, I enjoyed it. And if you didn't, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But at least tell me why you didn't like it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So, join me for part 3, where I take a look at the series as a whole. Till then, I'll see you then.
Feel in your heart.